For 2 years, people pretended nothing was wrong. Then Charles Barkley spoke. Y'all should be thanking her. That sentence hit harder than any argument all season. Caitlin Clark didn't become a problem. She revealed one. Fans don't follow logos. They follow people. And they chose Caitlin Clark. While committees debated leaving her off Team USA, fans kept watching. When she appeared in NBA spaces, the reaction was immediate. NBA crowds locked in. Not politely. Fully. That's the ultimate validation. Charles Barkley saw it. Stop being petty. Start being thankful. Caitlin Clark didn't ruin anything. She exposed what needed to change. The only question is whether the people in charge will catch up. Because whether they like it or not, Caitlin Clark has already... For most of the season, people pretended nothing was wrong. They smiled on television. They used safe words. They talked about growing pains and adjustments. But underneath all of that, something was cracking. And it was not Caitlin Clark. It was the system around her. That is why when Charles Barkley finally spoke, it did not sound like hot take energy. It sounded like someone who had been watching quietly and finally lost patience. He said something simple. Y'all should be thanking her. That sentence hit harder than any argument all season because it was not praise. It was correction. It was Barkley telling everyone to stop pretending this was complicated. Caitlin Clark did not become a problem. She revealed one. From the moment she entered the league, the attention followed her in a way that made people uncomfortable. Not because attention is bad, but because it exposed something the league was not ready to admit. Fans do not follow logos, they follow people. And Caitlin Clark was not just another name on a roster. She was already a habit. Millions of people had been watching her long before she ever stepped onto a professional court. They knew her shot, her confidence, her calm, her range. So when she arrived, fans did not discover her. They continued. That difference matters because discovery can be controlled. Continuation cannot. The league expected a transition period, a learning curve, a moment where the hype cools and everything levels out. Instead, the opposite happened.
He said a lot. Joy, I will sound off quickly, and then I'm so eager to listen to what everybody else has to say. There's a very thin line between hate and facts, and what I believe to be the case is that there was incremental growth in the WNBA comparatively to the exponential growth we are seeing now. What I'm about to tell y'all I haven't heard before, so I doubt you have either. Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is if the WNBA were continued to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did this year. Okay, now let's not talk viewership, let's talk ticket sales. Bear with me. Ticket sales grew in 2023 by 16% from 2022. Ticket sales have grown by 93% in 2024. What that means is without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA would have taken till 2029 or 2030 to get to where Caitlin Clark has gotten them today. Okay, we've talked ticket sales and we've talked viewership. Now let's talk about regular season viewership, not draft viewership. Regular season viewership, it grew by...
The spotlight didn't shrink. It intensified. Every arena felt different when she played. Not louder, different. Phones were already out before warm-ups. People who didn't normally care about matchups suddenly cared. And that's when the tension started. Not from inside. Some people loved the attention. Others felt threatened by it. And instead of leaning into the moment, the league tried to manage it. They talked about humility. They talked about fitting in. They talked about earning status. But fans don't wait for permission. They choose music, and they chose Caitlin Clark. The pushback didn't come all at once. It came in pieces, questioning her impact, nitpicking her demeanor, treating normal rookie struggles like proof that she was overrated. USA Basketball added fuel to the fire, leaving her off, downplaying the moment, acting like the future would look the same without her. That decision didn't quiet anything.
Game. She was chosen, like Joy said, and there's nothing you can do about that.
And that's crazy. Like, everything y'all are saying, you know what that means? She's the GOAT. Y'all just giving GOAT facts. You just talked about nobody's really watching. Now they watching, right? You get chartered planes now? Like, come on. The things you said, the things you just said, that's GOAT behavior. That's GOAT stats. And then everybody hates on the GOAT. Think about it, right? It was a time where everybody loved Michael Jordan. It was a time where people started hating on Michael Jordan, right? Was it gambling too much? Was this and that third? You talk about LeBron James. I mean, we already know his path. Kobe Bryant. When you to go to some people who hate on it, Magic Johnson, right? So I don't have a lot to say about it. It's just funny though, because it's like, you should be happy. The other day I was at a restaurant, very nice restaurant. And you know, typically they have like at the bar, they have like ESPN or Fox and they have this going on, that going on. They had Caitlyn on there. And you should see people that was all engaged. Older women, older gentlemen, right? Different races. And I'm just sitting back, it's like, because, you know, I do this for a living. So I'm like, wow, this girl has really changed the game. And she doesn't have any championships. She don't have any all WNBAs, right? She don't have none of that, player of the year. She don't have none of that. She's just really, really nice. She went from college to being nice, now I'm in the pros, and now I'm uplifting the game. And we all should be thankful. I go to the barbershop, that's the biggest talk show ever, is the barbershop, right? Especially in the hood. They talk about little LeBron and the Lakers. They talk about little Jason Tatum and the Celtics. You know what else they talking about? Little Kyrie Irving and Luka. But the last and maybe the biggest conversation is Caitlyn Clark.
And not only that, like,
It amplified everything because while committees debated, fans kept watching her. While critics tried to frame narratives, networks saw numbers move. And that's when the situation crossed a line. When Caitlyn Clark appeared in NBA spaces, the reaction was immediate. NBA crowds paid attention. Not politely, not casually, fully. People weren't just acknowledging her. They were locking in. That's when it became obvious this wasn't a women's basketball story anymore. This was a basketball story. And basketball audiences are ruthless. They don't care about politics. They don't care about hierarchy. They care about presence. Caitlyn Clark had it. The NBA crowd didn't follow her because someone told them to. They followed her because she felt real. That moment changed everything. Because once NBA audiences validate a player, there's no going back. That's the biggest test in basketball culture. And she passed it without trying to impress anyone. She was calm. She was prepared. She spoke the game like someone who understood it deeply. And millions watched. That's when the narrative flipped. The league wasn't introducing Caitlyn Clark to the world. The world was asking the league to keep up with her. That gap created resentment, not from everyone, from some. You could feel it in the coverage, in the hesitation, in the awkward framing of conversations that tried to, reduce what was happening. But Charles Barkley didn't play that game. He looked at the situation and called out what everyone else was dancing around. Why are you treating this like a problem? Why are you acting petty? Why aren't you thankful? Because when someone brings new eyes, new money, new respect, music, and new energy to a sport, the correct response isn't suspicion, it's gratitude. Barclay's words mattered because he's seen this music before. He's watched leagues mishandle stars. He's watched jealousy slow growth. He's, music, watched systems punish the very people keeping them alive. And he recognized the pattern. Caitlyn Clark wasn't being celebrated. She was being tested. And she didn't fail the test. The system did. While critics argued about her tone, fans showed up. While officials tried to control the moment, networks leaned in. That's when the quiet truth became impossible to hide. People weren't watching women's basketball more. They were watching Caitlyn Clark. That distinction is uncomfortable, but it's real. The proof wasn't emotional. It was numerical.
Example, for the first time probably ever, that a player has gone from college, from a major college like Notre Dame, to the WNBA, and in their rookie season became more well-known in the WNBA. That was a relative unknown in the grand scheme of things. Yes, people that were really involved know who Sonia Citron is. It's like people who are really involved know who Olivia Miles is. But Sonia Citron became a much bigger name after she was in the WNBA, which is a rare thing to happen, which is really rare to happen.
So, you see tremendous amount of talent, and I think you ask, what have they done right?
When she was involved, viewership rose. When she wasn't, it flattened. That doesn't mean other players don't matter. It means stars matter more. Every sport has them. Basketball doesn't pretend otherwise. So why was this different? Because Caitlyn Clark didn't fit the expected mold. She didn't wait her turn. She didn't downplay her ability. She didn't apologize for the attention. She simply existed. And that existence forced everyone else to react. Some reacted with pride, some with insecurity, some with silence. But the fans reacted with loyalty. That's what scared people, because loyalty can't be redirected. Once fans commit to a player, they don't unsee them. They don't forget them. They don't accept substitutes. That's why leaving her off the USA team felt so wrong to so many people. It wasn't just a basketball decision. It was a statement. And fans rejected it. They didn't turn away from Caitlin Clark. They turned away from the decision makers. That's when the backlash started, not loud outrage, disappointment. And disappointment is deadly because disappointed fans don't argue, they disengage. And disengagement is what ruins leagues. Charles Barkley saw that coming. That's why his comment landed the way it did. He wasn't defending a player. He was defending common sense. You don't push away the person bringing people in. You don't humble the person elevating the stage. You don't punish the superstar who makes everyone else more visible. Caitlin Clark didn't ask to be the face of anything. She became it. And instead of protecting that moment, the league hesitated. They tried to spread the spotlight evenly. But spotlights don't work that way. They follow energy. And energy was following her. The NBA crowd reaction proved it. You could feel it through the screen. The attention wasn't polite. It was focused, curious, respectful. NBA fans weren't watching out of obligation. They were watching because they wanted to. That's the ultimate validation. And once that happened, the season changed forever because now the comparison wasn't internal anymore. It was external. People weren't asking how Caitlin Clark fits into the league. They were asking how the league fits around her. That's a dangerous question for any institution. Institutions like control. Stars create chaos. And Caitlin Clark created it without saying a word.
30 years ago did not experience the same things that guys are experiencing now. They're not getting these checks. They're not, the CBA is better every single time. That's how it works. That's how progress works. So she's doing everything that she's supposed to do, and she also didn't ask for this. She just happened to be the one.
And not only that, for me, like...
We call her Messiah? She's the Messiah. She's saving that game.
If you sacrilegious,
like,
yeah.
we sit in the locker room and we say, man, how he get that money? How he get that? Or he ain't that good or whatever. Like, that happens, right? So I can understand, Acho, you play linebacker. You could be like, man, I feel like I'm better than this linebacker and he making more money than me. Shady was the highest paid running back in football. It was somebody before him. He probably thought he was better than him. You know what I'm saying? And he's making more money. Caitlin Clark making the same bread as y'all on this basketball court.
Well, not off of it.
On the basketball, but I'm just saying, we're talking on court.
Can we?
She didn't attack critics. She didn't call out USA basketball. She didn't respond to Barkley. She stayed calm. And that calm made everything else louder because while others scrambled to explain, she just kept showing up, playing, competing, carrying herself like someone who understood the long game. That patience told fans everything they needed to know. She didn't need validation. She already had it from the crowd, from the numbers, from the reaction she got everywhere she went. This wasn't about one season. This was about direction. The direction of attention, the direction of culture, the direction of women's basketball, and the direction was clear. Follow her. That doesn't mean the league is over. It means the league has a choice. Embrace the superstar who brought new eyes or fight her and lose those eyes. Charles Barkley didn't need to say much. His message was simple. Stop being petty. Start being thankful because moments like this don't come often. And when they do, how you handle them defines your future. Caitlin Clark didn't ruin anything. She exposed what needed to change. And the fans noticed. The NBA crowd noticed. The world noticed. The only question left is whether the people in charge will catch up. Because whether they like it or not, Caitlin Clark has already moved the game forward calmly, patiently.